You've been hearing Fulbe, Fulbe, Fulbe. I'm sure you've also heard Fulani. Are you right or wrong? That is the conversation you're about to enjoy. I'm here with Mr. Belko. What's your other name?
Abu.
Belko Abu.
Yes.
And he's the assemblyman for this area. Boss, you are welcome. Or I'm welcome.
You are welcome. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be
Good
here.
to meet you again.
Exactly. The last time I was here was a charity project
Yes.
we did in a school, and you promised bringing me here. Finally, we are here.
Yes.
Now, when we say Fulbe, who are the Fulbes?
Okay, Fulbe are basically ethnic group from West Africa who are nomads. The nomads, and then they also do farming,
Right.
specifically animal farming, cattle.
Yes.
And then they are also more of pastoralship. If I say pastoralship, I mean Islamic preachers.
Okay.
And if you look at history of Africa, the Fulbe were the ethnic group that brought Islam
to
to
Africa.
Yes.
Oh, so it means the Fulbes are, for the sake of this conversation, we use the word Fulani.
Yes.
But before this conversation ends, you will understand why you should refer to this ethnic group as Fulbe, not Fulani. So history says that the Fulanis are actually one of the earliest people to come to Ghana.
Yes.
And this justifies what
Yes.
what they've been saying.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Now, who is that paramount figure in Fulbe that we can use to remind ourselves that, okay, this is the group of people they are talking about?
If you look at the Fulbe Empire around the 19th century, we have one man called Sheikh Usman Danfobio.
Right.
They were leaders of the Fulbe at that time, and he was the leader of the people who brought Islam to Africa, or West Africa specifically.
Okay.
And his first place of where they started was the Senegambia region.
Okay.
The Senegal Gambia.
Right.
Yes. And so that was where they started. And Fulbe spread across. Currently, as we speak, in Africa, we have Fulbe are living in 22 countries.
Right.
22 countries.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. And in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana too, we have a large number of Fulbe. You know, before Europeans come to Ghana, Fulbe or the Fulani group were in Ghana because, you know, they are ethnic groups that rear cattle. They are nomads.
They travel a lot.
So anytime there is drought, anytime there is no grasses, or anytime farms want to disturb them, they move and get where they can get vast land, where they can get grasses that are good for the animals. So before Europeans come to Ghana, Fulbe were in this country.
And Fulbe is an ethnic group.
Yes, an ethnic group.
Not a tribe.
Yes, not a tribe.
Which language do they speak?
They speak Fulfulde.
Fulfulde.
Yes, Fulfulde.
How do we say you are welcome?
Fofo.
Fofo.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye is...
That has escaped you?
Yes, it's escaped.
What are some of the common expressions in Fulbe that...
Maybe if you want to say good morning, Jamwali.
Jamwali.
Then you respond Jani.
Jani.
If you want to say good afternoon, Jamnyali, you respond Jani. Good evening, Jamhiru, you respond Jamni. So basically...
Jamhiru. Because Jamhiri.
Yes.
Because the lady's laughing.
Yes.
Anyway, that's beautiful. So here in Ghana, who are some of the prominent, Fulbes we have from government? I mean, from politics to education to medicine, people that we can know that, okay, this is in Ghana. Everyone knows the former
second lady.
Yes, second lady, Samira Baumia as Fulani. Is that true though?
Yes, she's a Fulani. She's come from the Fulbe community.
Really?
Yes.
And I'm told she's from around here. Is that true?
Yes. She's come from the Fulbe background, and she grew just around Juapon here.
What? Yes. I've never heard this before.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so apart from that, who are some of the prominent Fulbes that you can mention in Ghana beside the former first lady? The former second, yeah.
You know, we have a lot. But sometimes history didn't rewrite things correctly.
Right.
Because the reason why I said this is that when you go to some Osu cemetery or the military cemetery in Accra, where we have most of the legends who fought for the independence of Ghana,
right,
where they are buried, you see most of the Fulbe names there. But if you look at some of the book history, didn't much capture them. We have, in Accra, we have one man called Professor Barry. He's an academia. He comes from the Fulbe community.
Right.
Aside that, today, when you look at the political fold, we in Parliament, we have one Fulbe young guy who is Honorable Adam Ramadan, MP for Adenta.
Beautiful.
Yes, and aside that, we have other local radio stations where we have our Fulbe who are now trying to also
At
pick things up.
City
And at
FM and
City
City TV, we
TV,
have Umar
Umar
Sanda.
Yes. We
One
also,
strong advocate for the
we also
Fulbe
have him
community.
there. And then if you look at across the country, previously Fulbe didn't participate in politics and other related. But today, even if you look at local governance, we have assembly members who are Fulbe, particularly in the voter region. In this community, I'm an example.
Yes.
If you go to Greater Accra, we have somebody. If you go to the Bono region, we have somebody. If you go to Ashanti region, we have somebody. They all come from the Fulbe background and they are into various leadership roles.
Is that to say that the Fulbes are just like the Gans, Ashantis, Eves, and not foreigners?
No, Fulbe are not foreigners.
So, just as you said, if Fulbes are not foreigners, they are Ghanaians like me, from Nungwa, from Akachi, like him from Kumasi, like her from Koforidia, then where from the stereotype that Fulbes or Fulani in this sense are not Ghanaians?
You know,
where did we get it wrong?
You know, the reason why people are propagating those stories is that you remember there were conspiracies that Voltarians are Togolese.
Yes,
Remember that story?
Yes, I remember.
You see, Fulbe across the West African sub-region, we have Fulbes. We still have Fulbe who are nomads, who move from one place to another when the place is not good for their cattle.
Yeah.
We have Fulbes who were in Ghana before independence, who fought for the independence of this country. They are still in the country. They are contributing to the socio-economic development of this country. But still, we have people like, we have an Ever in the Volta region here. We have another Ever in Togo.
Yes,
So
Benin.
In Benin.
Nigeria.
So such person can move and come to Ghana because of the ECOWAS security protocols, do his business or settle for some time and go back.
Right.
We still have Fulbes like that who come from the neighboring West African regions, come here, be here for some time, and then go. We have Fulbes like that because earlier I made mention that they are nomads and some of them are still practicing it because they always want to get places where their cattle or their animals can get greener pastures. So due to these reasons, when people see maybe people moving around from one place to another, then they started propagating. And one major thing that brought about this is that, you know, people know how Fulbe dress, Fulbe culture. So people decided to tarnish the image of the Fulbe community. So even when people are going to commit crime, they dress as if they are Fulbe. They dress. There was an incident that happened in Donkokum years back.
Right.
Involving one police officer was part of a robbery where they dress, they wear long dresses, they carry the bottles that the Fulbe carry,
Fulbes.
look like pure Fulbe, cover their faces. So if you are a passenger in those cars that were attacked, once you see the appearance, you may think it is Fulbe.
Now, you've mentioned that Fulbes have been here before independence.
Yes.
Now, has they been legally recognized by the constitution as Ghanaians?
In fact, there are issues that has to be resolved still around the constitution of Ghana. Even though Fulbe,
in terms of recognizing Fulbes, right?
Yes, even though if you look at where they brought when they brought this Ghana card registration, Fulbe, the Fulbe language, the Fulbe or the Fulbe ethnic group was also one of the recognized groups in Ghana.
That's beautiful.
Yes, but we need it. We need government to take more recognition because even today there are other communities. Even it's difficult for the Fulbe community to get even a national health insurance card, to get a Ghana card. And then, you know, sometimes because you see like a community of this nature, maybe they are here concentrating on their farms and other activities. They don't go to town often.
Yeah, I think the Fulbe community is a bit reserved when it comes to...
Some of them doesn't go to town oftenly. And even when they go to town, they associate with their Fulbe group because of language. So some of them sometimes doesn't understand the local languages better. So people use that as a trademark to judge that, no, because you can't speak the language. Well, you are not. But we have somebody, maybe example, who is an Akan, but cannot even speak English.
Now I'm coming. Now you've mentioned the challenge. How do we resolve this? You've mentioned that we have prominent Fulbes in government across all sectors. What do you think the Fulbe community at all levels is not doing for the ethnic group to get that recognition? Because the Gans are loud, the West are loud, the Ashantis are, everybody is loud.
You see, our major problem is that, and a few years back we've been able to identify that, and across the country we've been doing sensitization because of the nomadic style of some of the Fulbe group. They are always found in villages.
True.
And they don't care for the education of their kids. So some years back till now, we've been able to advocate and ensure that you must at least take care of your kids, make sure they go to school.
Let me jump in with this. What is the current academic performances of my girls and the boys here?
Oh, if your girls and your boys
from the community here, is he?
I think for 3 consecutive BC that they wrote, anytime they write BC, students from the Fulbe community will at least take in the first 5th.
Beautiful.
Yes, even as we speak, we have 2 of your girls, 2 girls, 1 boy from this community. All of them had aggregate 21. They've been able to do well. We have others who had
a big jump,
22, and as such. So Fulbe, when they go to school, they are very smart. They are very
like you.
Yes, they are very.
You are
smart.
currently doing your masters.
Sure.
Beautiful.
But the reason is that those days our people doesn't see the value, doesn't see the impact for education. That is how come you see that all other ethnic groups in Ghana are able to reach a certain level where the Fulbe are still at the lower level because of the lack of education.
For this reason, School Support Project with our partners at Maltiti Foundation, Affordable Luxury Essential, we are trying to, and other partners, we are trying to introduce a reading club in a community where once in a while we come around, read with them. We want to encourage that ability of reading, social connection among them. So if there's any way you would want to support us, feel free, please. We are not doing this for any financial gains. We just want to train the next generation of this country. Now, you've mentioned. Now, let's talk about 2 things that you think the Fulbe community need to do, either in the form of advocacy, awareness through education. What do you think they need to be doing to make sure that they change the mindset of a lot of people who still see, the Fulbes as, okay, they are not part of us? You understand? What do you think we need to do?
You see, over the years, in every ethnic group, in every family, definitely you have one bad nut among. So over the years, what we advocate is that because people are innocently using the Fulbe name to do a lot of description. Many are not true. So what we advise is that the few that sometimes do perpetrate in problems, we should identify them, advise them. If they feel, that we will let the law deal with them, so that these names of Fulbe in media will minimize. The other aspect also is that we are encouraging that, you see, those days you see a young kid following cattle in the bush. Now we've been able to eradicate that in a way. Those days you see 13, 14 years child married. Now in a way we've been also able to eradicate that. So what we are doing over the years is that the Fulbe community, they should ensure that their kids go to school. Those days it's difficult to go to secondary school and see a Fulbe child, or you go to university, or you go to the training institutions. But today, at least, it's difficult for you to go to an institution that you will not find a Fulbe there. So this is what we are encouraging. Beautiful. The more we do this, in the next 10, 20 years to come, once you have a lot of your people at the literacy level, then you will see that your way of doing things will change. Imagine this community, how the impact is coming with your support, with learning materials and other things. If these kids are able to go to secondary school, they go to the universities, and they come back, the impact they will bring back to the community will not be at the same as it was.
No.
So this is what we are encouraging, that we need support, because most of them need education. And these are rural communities. No good learning environment. Sometimes even classroom to learn is a problem.
And even the road access.
Everything bad. So it's difficult. What we are encouraging that the Fulbe communities, we can't say they should desist from their business as normal or taking care of cattle. But if you look at the trend now, most of the lands and even the green vegetation are not like previous days. So now the small they have, they should invest it in the education of their
Let's talk social life. Do Fulbes encourage marriage beyond the ethnic group? For instance, maybe that boy from Nungwa marrying a Fulbe lady from a community here. Do they encourage that?
You know, the Fulbe, as I said earlier, they are one of the groups that brought Islam to Africa. And so they believe sometimes the way of Islamic doing.
So
what they believe in.
That also means that Fulbes are predominantly
Islam.
Okay, Muslims, right?
Yes, Muslim. They are Muslims.
Beautiful.
100%.
Oh, I see.
You can't see somebody from Fulbe community who is a Muslim. Yes. So normally, what they does is that at least, even if the person is not from a Fulbe background, they preferably the person should be a Muslim. Preferably the person to be a Muslim. That is the criteria.
And the Fulbes, the ladies are always beautiful. Like, I've never seen an ugly Fulbe before.
Yes.
If you've seen some before, then that is probably in your bad dream.
That's really true.
Yeah.
That is really true.
That's true. I don't know what she's laughing about. She knows what I'm saying is true.
Yeah,
mommy is laughing. Anyway, so now let's wrap up quickly. Okay, I just mentioned marriage, right? If the Fulbes watching you right now, boys, girls, women, men, say a word to them. We need a change. We need proper integration into the Ghanaian society. We need a voice. We need people to know that not every bad thing happening out there are done by Fulbes. Speak to them.
Okay. What I would tell my fellow brothers and sisters who are Fulbe, anywhere you found yourself, make sure you take advantage of when you are given an opportunity, whether to go to school or to learn a trade. Because I said something earlier that most of these problems are caused because of the lack of education. They should, in anywhere they found themselves, any remote area. I grew from a remote area.
Yes.
So they should make sure that the opportunity given to go to school, they should make sure they take advantage, learn hard, and make the family and the Fulbe ethnic group proud.
Right.
Because this is the only way we can evolve, or we can be seen. We can also be seen in competing with other ethnic groups in top levels in the years to come. Because now it's all about education. If you didn't go to school today, where? Even though we are not saying the Islamic education, they should leave it. As much as they also learn the Islamic education, they should pay more attention to school.
Right.
Because that is where we have,
Exactly.
this is the new, that is where we found ourselves. Everything now has to go with formal education.
And that is also not to say that you educate yourself and throw your culture, your tradition aside.
No.
We kick out the bad ones and keep the good ones. That is what we are saying. That's what we are encouraging, right? Because I love, in as much as I've seen that this is a Fulbe community, but you can see modern buildings springing up.
Yes.
But again, for me, I would want us to try as much as we can to maintain some of the very native buildings to show where we are coming from.
Yes, you know,
the
Fulbe community, anywhere you found them, they always want to maintain their culture, and so that is why you can see, even you go somewhere, you see a big house, mansion, but you see a place that is reserved for the Fulbe heritage and culture. So it cut across. Just that now, because of current involvement, that is why you also have to adjust yourself. But we will still encourage that at least the culture heritage structures should still be maintained
that's
in the
beautiful.
coming years.
I'm grateful, and just as I mentioned, we are starting a reading club here soon. We call it Read Wide by School Support Project, and you are welcome. We just want to make sure that in our own little way we are able to impact our society. And if you're a Fulbe watching and listening to me right now, listen, nobody can change your society except you. So be that change you want to see in your society. When I was coming here, in fact, in as much as I was working with you, I was a bit, frightened because of what we've been hearing. But upon getting here, I've noticed they are amazing people, they are good people, they are welcoming, and perception is actually a bad thing. Stereotype is actually a killer.
Fulbe are very, very friendly.
Amazing people.
They are, if you are talking about hospitality,
I'm likely to have
If you are talking about hospitality,
Friend.
when you visit a Fulbe community, you will see the value for
Yes.
hospitality. And it is only in Ghana, I said, we need more education to be able to compete with that. If you go
Yes.
to other countries, we have sitting presidents who are Fulbe in these are West African countries.
What are some of the typical food among the Fulbes? The very paramount ones. I will tell you kenke. If it's Volta, I will tell you it's akple.
Fulbe, they are paramount. We have a soup called kuka.
Kuka.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I don't know.
Made with what?
Kuka, green leaves.
Okay. The baobab tree.
Is it baobab? No.
Okay.
Made with green leaves, and then
no, I want to know the leaves. Is it the bitter leaf?
No, not bitter leaf. I forget the name, but I think if I remember the area name, I will tell you.
Okay.
Adido.
And that's the baobab.
That's the baobab. Okay,
yes.
And so, and then aside that, they do how do we call it? This is a work plan. And yes, and
so
rice.
Banku prepared with only corn flour.
They don't really like banku.
But I mean for people to understand,
yes.
Banku is a mixture of corn dough and cassava dough, but a work play is strictly the corn flour.
Yes, Fulbe mostly like strictly the corn flour. And this baobab leaves, the soup, and then aside that, rice. Yes.
Do they eat a lot of meat because they are nomads? They don't.
Yes, they like meat.
They like meat. Yes. How do they eat their meat? Like kill, put on fire, or they take it?
No, mostly they prepare with their soup, or if they have maybe outdoorings and other programs, then they slaughter, they roast some, they roast it and eat as kebab, and some too they use it for soup and other things.
It's been a wonderful conversation. Our next conversation, I would ask you, what are the processes involved in getting a Fulbe woman as a wife? Until then, thank you for watching. My name is Johnny La.